am Melissa from Northland Express, and today I'm going to walk you through step by step how easy it is to set up the 10 by 20 Universal Canopy from King Canopy. This is a heavy duty canopy and it's easy to set up even though it's got heavy duty behind it. In fact, within minutes of setting up this canopy, you're going to have a great place to use as a portable carport for your car, keep your boat out of the weather, or use it as an event tent to help keep your guests safe from bad weather or those harsh sun rays. First thing we need to do is get everything out of the box and set it all separately to make sure we've got everything we need. Here's a quick guide to show you what you should be looking for. So before we get started, the first thing to do is lay out all your parts and make sure you've got everything you're supposed to get with your kit. You should have 18 68-inch lengths piece of pipes, 6 52-inch swagged pieces of pipe, 6 3-way connectors, 3 4-way connectors, 50 elastic ball straps, 6 plastic foot pads, 1 white drawstring cover, and 4 curtain clips. If you've got all that, keep watching because the next step is putting the frame top together. So now that you've got everything out of the box and set apart, the first step is going to actually be setting up the frame top, or the part where the cover is going to go. And as you can see, like I've done behind me here, it's best to do it by setting everything in place. And the way this is going to be done, it's actually quite easy. All of your pipes except for the 6 of the 68-inch lengths are going to be used. Those legs you can set aside, we don't need them at this time. So what I want you to do is take, for each of the far right and left sides, I want you to have on each side 2 of the 52-inch lengths and 2 of the 68-inch lengths. Your ends are going to be 2 68-inch lengths on the front and 2 68-inch lengths on the back, and in the middle you're going to have another 2 68-inch lengths. Down the center, just like on the side, you're going to have 2 52-inch lengths and 2 68-inch lengths. On the corners are where you're going to use your 3-way connectors, as well as in the middle on the front and the back. And then down the middle through the center of your carport, you're going to use your 4-way connectors. Once you've got that laid out all in place, then it's time to start assembling that, and I'll show you how to do that right now. Okay, so once you've got everything laid out like I've got here, then you're ready to get started when it comes to the first step, and that's assembling the frame top of your portable carport. When you get to the corners, this is where I like to start, is on the corner. Make sure you take your 3-way connectors and you have the straight piece facing towards your pipe. That's actually going to connect, and then the curved edge here, this piece is going to act as the connection for your leg, and this piece is going to start to form the peak. Then all you really have to do, it's a matter of fitting the pieces together just like putting a puzzle together, and the pieces of pipe fit together very easily. There's no real muscle required. So go ahead and start putting those pieces together. That's what I'm going to do, and I'll see you back in a few minutes for the next step. So once you've got your frame assembled here like we've got, the next thing to do may seem like it's time to put the legs on, but actually it's not. You actually want to get out your cover right now, and at this point we're going to put your cover on before we assemble the legs, because otherwise, unless you're really tall, you're not getting up there. It'll just be much easier to put the cover on before we put on the legs. So the first thing we're going to want to do with our cover is unfold it, and make sure that we're unfolding it and then placing it on the frame with the grommet side towards the bottom of the tarp. So I'm going to go ahead and get my cover unfolded and put it over top of my frame. And when I talk about the grommet side of the cover being down, just so I didn't leave any confusion, because there are grommets on the outer edge of the tarp which may leave you confused because they're on both sides of the tarp. But if you take a look actually underneath, you can see here, because the edges of this canopy fold over and drawstring tight, there are actually grommets on the inside that are going to allow you for a secure connection at the corners without the overlap. That's what I meant when I meant keep the grommets on the bottom side of the cover. What I like to do when I'm getting the cover, since I don't have a helper here today, which this is definitely something better done with 2 sets of hands, is get it laid over, draped over, pretty close to being in the center, and then I pull it over walking backwards down the center. Watch that pole so you don't trip. But this is going to be the best way for you to be able to get this cover over top of it while you're doing it by yourself. Okay, grab your bungees because now we're going to start attaching the cover. And now that it's draped over top, just like I showed you, we're going to start first by attaching 2 of the bungee straps and each of the corners. Then we're going to go zigzag from the right to the left or left to the right down the sides. And then once we get the sides done, we're going to do the same thing in the front to the back until all of the straps are secured. So to put your bungees on, you want to make sure you're attaching them to the underneath grommets. And the best way to do it is going to be to put it through so that the ball is going to be on the bottom side of your canopy. So go ahead, put that bungee strap through and pull on it till the ball stops it. Then wrap that around your pipe and connect it to the ball, which is going to hold it in place. Now I said you need to do that on 2 on each corner, and you can see here there's spots that allow for that. There's 2 grommets giving you corner connection. Okay, so I've got my first corner attached. I'm going to go ahead and finish attaching the 3 corners left, and then I'm going to zigzag down the sides until I get those done, and then I'm going to zigzag on the front as well until I get all the straps secured. Now when you come to attaching your bungees, you want to fold this piece up here. This is the piece that folds over the side, and it's going to make it a lot easier. If you just fold it up and get it out of your way, you'll be able to move faster around your canopy. So we're attaching the side bungees now. So just like you did on the corners, go ahead and assemble those the same way. And only thing different is in order to keep tension equal, we want to bounce from right to left so that we're doing it at the same time and keeping that tension equal on the canopy cover as well. Okay, so all of our bungees are securely attached now, and now I want you to go ahead and grab 3 of those legs 68-inch lengths that I had just set aside. Now I want you to set those in place, and again I'm doing this by myself, so I'm going to show you how you can set the legs now attached to your canopy without a single assistant. So go ahead and take each of those legs and lay them in place down each side of your canopy. Okay, now that you've got your legs set in place, here's what I want you to do next. First, you're going to grab one corner of your canopy and set your leg inside of it, and then rest it back down on the ground. Now go to the other end of your canopy and do the far end of it just like you did the front end. Now with that center leg, go ahead and repeat the process. Might have to knock any dirt out, like I've got dirt here inside. Okay, now you've got your first side legs attached. Now we're going to repeat the process on the other side, and then it's basically set up and ready to go. Okay, so our legs are on, our cover's on, and all of the bungees are secure. So our canopy is basically set up. There are still a few little accessory parts that we need to take care of, and that's going to be installing the foot pads, which are just going to provide, rather than the pipe digging into the dirt because it's an open piece of pipe, they're going to provide a nice flat surface area for the foot or the leg to actually set down in rather than poking down into the ground. They do have holes in them, but they're not meant to be actually used to anchor the canopy itself down. And then also we need to install the curtain clips. The curtain clips are going to go on each poles on the corner, and they're going to allow these drawstrings to pull our flap over piece here tight and hold it into place on the pole itself. So I'm going to go ahead and install my foot pads and my curtain clips, and then our King Canopy portable carport really is ready to start enjoying. Okay, so installing your curtain clips, you're actually going to want to put that pole through the curtain clip, and you can do this before you install the legs, or you can do it just like I'm going to do now. These only go on the corners, so what I'm going to do is when I'm putting my foot pad on, I'm going to put it on and then at the same time set it into its foot pad, and it's ready to go. Now these curtain clips only need to go on each corner. They do not need to be on the middle poles in themselves. So now I've got my another foot pad here, and I'm going to put my curtain clip on first on this side. And you can see here, this is exactly why these foot pads are nice. That'll just keep them out of that dirt. I've got sandy soil, and so rather than them digging in now, they'll set nicely on top of the ground. Okay, I've grabbed the rest of my foot pads, and I'm going to go ahead and get those installed. The final thing we've got to do with assembling our King Canopy garage is going to be installing the curtain clips. Those curtain clips are nice because they help this overlap section of your canopy wrap tight around your canopy. That overlap section is also not only important, but it's actually a very nice feature. One, it's going to allow for better watershed because it's not going to be a tarp ending in the middle of your frame, which lets water actually come down inside your canopy. But it's also protecting those bungees we assembled from dry rot from the sun. Yes, they're going to get exposure to the weather because they're outside, but it's nice to have this UV filtering cover over them as well. It just lets them last a lot longer when it comes to being outside in the elements. Okay, so back to the curtain clips. Those curtain clips that we have put on each corner leg, you're going to want to pull up, and then there'll be a string with a ball hanging on it, which is attached to that overlap section. You're just going to want to pull that down as tight as you can, slide that curtain clip up. There'll be a spot where that rope will fit right through it, and then let that ball catch. When that ball catches, it's actually going to wedge that curtain clip against the pole so that it locks it in place, and that's going to help your canopy stay tightly locked down and neatly kept wrapped on the corners as well. You're going to want to repeat that process on all four corners and make sure you adjust it till they're about even, and that's really all there is to it with the King Canopy portable garage. As you can see, it's easy enough that one person can do it all by themselves, and I'm not the tallest person either. I didn't use any tools other than right here, and it wasn't that hard to do at all. So if you're looking for a way to protect a paint job on a new car, or even a car that you're driving every day but you've got sappy trees or you just don't have any shade and it gets really hot, these portable carports are actually very nice. You can also use it to protect your investment in your boat or other outdoor activities. This particular carport can have sidewalls attached to it and front walls as well, so you can turn it into a portable shelter as well. But remember, this is a universal carport, but it's not snow rated, so in the wintertime you will want to remove the cover or completely disassemble the entire thing and put it away. But in those warmer summer months when we don't have snow, or maybe you don't get snow all year round, this canopy is going to be a great way for you to provide up to 200 square feet of shade or protection for your boat, your friends and family, or your car as well. The 10x20 Universal Heavy Duty Portable Carport is another great product from Northline Express, home of the buy and try satisfaction guarantee. And don't forget, we're also your one-stop shop for all things outdoors.